This is the Microschool Minute, your weekly dose of microschooling news and events.
In this week's edition of the Microschool Minute,
the U.S. Department of the Treasury has released a preview of the proposed rules for the nation's first federal scholarship tax credit, which will launch in 2027. Enacted under the One Big Beautiful Bill, the program will allow taxpayers to donate up to $1,700 annually to scholarship-granting organizations in exchange for a 100% federal income tax credit. This initiative heavily impacts alternative schooling, as the proposed regulations inclusively define a school to encompass public, private, religious, and homeschools, provided they are recognized under state law. Eligible funds can also be used for additive academic tutoring and special needs services alongside standard tuition and public school expenses. As of April 2026, 27 states have already signaled their intent to opt into the program, allowing SGOs and families to begin planning. However, the program faces significant political opposition, including a repeal effort led by Representative Gwen Moore of Wisconsin titled the Keep Public Funds in Public Schools Act. Critics argue the program lacks accountability and disproportionately benefits wealthy families already utilizing private education, while advocates argue it is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to expand educational freedom and tailor resources to individual student needs. The upcoming federal tax credit scholarship program presents a major opportunity for microschool families in the 27 opted-in states to receive tuition assistance, provided their schools align with state definitions of private or homeschools. Deputy Assistant Treasury Secretary Kevin Salinger recently confirmed that the December rules will defer to state law when defining eligible K-12 schools. For microschools operating as private schools, or those in the 22 states where home education is legally classified as a private or religious school, families are encouraged to connect with state SGOs to access these funds. Despite the potential financial windfall, eligibility remains uncertain for many non-traditional microschools that operate as independent learning centers rather than registered private schools. Founders frequently bypass formal private school registration to maintain operational flexibility and deliver highly personalized educational models. Because state governors hold the authority to interpret the federal rules within their specific legislative frameworks, restrictive state codes could inadvertently exclude innovative models, such as learning centers in Florida or unchartered non-religious schools in Ohio. Illinois has joined a small group of states in officially codifying a definition for play-based learning, passing HB 4577 to distinguish between guided play and student-initiated play. Guided play is defined as intentional, teacher-directed activities aligned with learning standards, whereas student-initiated play involves child-selected exploration in an intentionally curated environment. The legislation follows a 2023 mandate requiring districts to establish full-day kindergarten by 2027, which suggested a play-based approach but left educators without a clear implementation framework. This legislative move validates student-centered methodologies that are highly favored in alternative education spaces, shifting away from rigid, worksheet-heavy classrooms that can trigger behavioral challenges in young learners. Prior to this clarification, only 89 of the state's 700-plus districts had implemented play-based learning uniformly. By explicitly defining these terms, Illinois aims to enhance cognitive and social development, providing early childhood educators with a clear blueprint that aligns with the flexible, exploratory philosophies central to many microschools and alternative learning environments. Texas has accepted over 102,000 students into its inaugural Texas Education Freedom Accounts program for the 2026-27 school year, signaling massive demand for alternative education funding. Administered by the state comptroller, the $1 billion initiative provides participants with $10,474 for private school expenses or up to $2,000 for homeschooling, with up to $30,000 available for students with disabilities. Accepted families must confirm their enrollment in participating private schools or finalize their homeschooling plans by a July 15th deadline to secure their funding. The program's launch highlights a major shift toward flexible learning options, with nearly one-third of accepted families planning to use the funds specifically for homeschooling. Despite the high acceptance rate, Texas maintains the longest school choice waitlist in the country, with over 144,000 eligible students still waiting for funding. While critics worry the program diverts critical resources from public schools and disproportionately aids families already in private systems, lawmakers are already eyeing a massive expansion, with projections suggesting program demand could hit $3.3 billion by 2028. West Virginia families seeking alternative education funding faced a crucial June 15th deadline to secure 100% of the state's Hope Scholarship for the 2026-27 academic year. State Treasurer Larry Pack announced that the full scholarship provides $5,435.62 per student, distributed quarterly, with funding percentages gradually decreasing for applications submitted later in the year. Over 25,675 students have already applied, and the state anticipates total enrollment will reach approximately 30,000 students, utilizing around $170 million of the state budget. This year marks a major milestone for West Virginia's educational landscape, as it is the first year of universal eligibility for the Hope Scholarship. This expansion opens the Education Savings Account program to all private school and traditional homeschool students across the state, heavily supporting microschools and alternative learning models. Pack emphasized that West Virginia's universally accessible program positions the state as a national leader in school choice, drawing widespread interest from other states looking to replicate its flexible funding structure. Arizona's Universal Empowerment Scholarship Account program, which now serves over 100,000 students and costs taxpayers more than $1 billion annually, is at the center of a fierce legislative battle. Ahead of a July 3rd petition deadline, dueling ballot measures are attempting to fundamentally alter the program. The union-backed Protect Education Act seeks to strip eligibility from families earning over $150,000, while a rival initiative called Fortify AZ aims to maintain universal access but introduce stricter oversight to curb improper spending. The push for reform stems from widespread controversy over program accountability, with an Arizona Auditor General report identifying $102.1 million in pre-approved transactions that bypassed full risk assessment procedures. Critics have highlighted instances of taxpayer funds being used for luxury items like Disneyland tickets and cruises. Meanwhile, school choice advocates and former Governor Doug Ducey are heavily campaigning against both measures, warning that union-driven restrictions could destroy a vital financial lifeline for homeschoolers and alternative education families. Oregon State Treasurer Elizabeth Steiner has launched the Kindergrad program to incentivize families to start saving for post-secondary education early. Under the initiative, the state will deposit $100 into a newly opened Embark Education Savings Account, formerly the Oregon College Savings Plan, if parents of a kindergartner make an initial $25 deposit. A similar Baby Grad program offers the same $100 incentive for infants under 1 year old, allowing families to build tax-free educational capital from birth. While traditionally associated with standard 4-year college pathways, these 529 savings plans are highly adaptable to modern alternative education trends. Funds can be utilized tax-free for apprenticeships, trade schools, and necessary supplies, providing crucial financial flexibility for students pursuing non-traditional routes. By heavily promoting the program through digital media and community events, the state hopes to double the historical 1 in 8 participation rate, emphasizing that simply holding a savings account makes students 7 times more likely to pursue post-secondary education. Florida's Step Up for Students organization recently hosted the Navigating New Horizons conference in Orlando, gathering nearly 1,000 stakeholders to discuss the state's booming alternative education marketplace. Founder and chairman John F. Kirtley emphasized that moving away from strict zip code-based uniformity allows diverse educational models, from microschools and specialized magnet programs to a la carte public school courses, to flourish simultaneously. The state currently hosts the largest parent-directed education marketplace in the nation, with over half of all eligible students actively utilizing choice programs. The event provided critical resources for alternative education providers, featuring breakout sessions on launching and sustaining microschools, integrating artificial intelligence safely, and preparing for the new Federal Education Freedom Tax Credit program launching in 2027. Advocates encouraged educators and founders to fully embrace this decentralized era of schooling, arguing that highly customized, flexible learning environments ultimately ensure that all students thrive regardless of their specific educational path.
If you know of a microschool or organization that deserves a shout-out, drop a line and let us know. Thank you for tuning in to the Microschool Minute, your weekly review of microschooling news and events. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you'd like to support us, consider leaving a review. Until next week, happy microschooling.